Chadley, you can almost see it from here. Pod.
What's that? Pod, dude. You can see it from here. I can't do an Irish accent, but don't worry because I'm going to be trying to do one feebly.
Don't worry, Sussy Jack. We're going to be trying one.
Oh, don't you worry. I can see it from here. I think that's more like East Indian. I don't know.
That's like Scottish/Indian.
We're going to see it from here. Is that what Irish is?
Yeah, sort of.
It's close enough. It's close
Welcome
enough.
to the Movie Epidemic podcast. I'm your host, Buck Hollywood LeDuc, joined as always by Charlie J. Fox. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today, Chadley?
It's your boy. It's your boy. I'm doing great. I had a wild couple of.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. It's Chadley J. Fox, aka Pimpy Papa, aka Canadian Draken, aka Hoggy Rider. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. I've had a wild week.
Big Dick Bandits in the house.
Have you ever gone to like a high-end steakhouse?
Sure.
Have you ever done this?
Many times.
Okay, so I've never done this, and I did not know that when you go to a high-end steakhouse, you're supposed to dress like you're going to a high-end steakhouse. I just decided to go to one of these things, and here's what's wild about these steakhouses is that nobody ever walks in there just wearing like fucking street clothes, like a t-shirt and jeans. So when you walk in there wearing like a t-shirt and jeans and like your wife's just like wearing shorts and a Queen t-shirt, the waiter loves you, dude. The waiter loves you because you're not a douchebag like everybody else who's in there who's like, hey, bring me the most expensive wine, boy. You know, like.
Yeah, I call them whipping boys, and I wear a sports coat.
Yeah, and they have a lot of fun. Here's the best. Yeah, here's the best part is that when you order filet mignon and you order medium rare, guess what they give it to you? Barely cooked, dude. That's not medium rare. It's barely cooked. It was fantastic. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And guess what?
I like any steakhouse that disregards what your order is and just brings it to you how they think it should be. That's the good place.
But then here's the best part. Is that if you order banana Foster, if you order it en flambe, they bring out like a fucking they make it a show. They bring out a dog and pony act. They have like a fucking table there. They throw the banana into the thing. They light it on fire, and what they use to get it to light on fire is fucking rum. They just pour a shitload of rum onto your banana. It turns into a fireball. So much. It's like the most fun I've ever. I will never go again because my wallet can't afford it. But like,
did you go to that one on 8th? Yeah,
we went to Heis. I think it's called. Is that what it is? Heis. It's got like
Hyatt or something like that.
Heis. It's HYS, like Heis.
Yeah.
Heis.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
But yeah,
I've been to that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The booths are real tall, and when the booths are real tall, you're not being bugged by the fucking guy behind you, which I love. I also went on vacation, which was a lot of fun. Didn't do a whole lot on my vacation. We did some canoeing.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I went cliff jumping. I jumped off a cliff, which was a lot of fun. But so now we're back, and we're celebrating 3 years of sultry.
Wow, 3 years of pod, Chadley. Congratulations.
Yeah, 3 fucking years of pod. We did it on Movie Epidemic Podcast. This is the only podcast that we have not repeatedly stopped doing and canceled and then restarted and then canceled again and then restarted and then canceled again. This is a pod. We've been doing this 3 years straight. No breaks or nothing.
We made it.
We done 3 years. I think we can pack up now. The pod is over. Thank you, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. We're just getting started.
Oh yeah. If we don't get famous from it, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. We got at least 7 more years of pod. We got at least 7 more years of pod. But
did you break up?
It's actually been a really big year.
Did you break a mirror and now you have to do 7 years of pod?
Yeah, walked under a ladder, kicked a cat. So now I got.
That's the kind of high quality jokes you can expect for the movie podcast.
We're sentenced to do pod. Satan has bargained us to do pod.
Oh, hail Satan!
He gave us infinite life, but he's
hail
like,
Satan and hail yourselves. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about Dunkirk. Dunkirk. That's the new movie from Christopher Nolan. Of course, the visionary director behind Inception, the Dark Knight trilogy. He's a real douchebag, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, visionary. You know what? I'll give him visionary. I've seen that a lot on commercials. It's like from visionary director Christopher Nolan, and you know what? I think I'm ready to give it to him. I think I'm in.
He's got some visionary. Right? He's got some vision.
Yeah, he's got some ideas.
It's not like the same kind of vision. not the same kind of visionary that Steve Jobs was, but I guess a roundabout visionary.
Yeah, when I see things like from visionary director Joel Schumacher, that's when I go, okay,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna stop you there. But
visionary actor,
or like even like yeah, visionary actor. Hey, why don't we get visionary actor in trailers more often? But when somebody's like, from the visionary actor behind Poltergeist starring Sam Rockwell, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop
Sam
you
Rockwell
there.
is.
Yeah. Sam Rockwell must be fun to direct, though, right? Like,
I bet he's a hoot.
I bet you he makes the job real easy, which is what I like.
What happened to Sam?
Yeah.
He's just taking some breather time or what? Is he going to be in a
Marvel
movie
what?
or something?
Well, he's already been in a Marvel movie. Here's my thing is that
Hammer.
I imagine they must just be working on the Hammer spinoff, right? And then they're gonna bring Hammer into the Avengers. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, make him. You know what? Make him fucking Thanos's like sidekick. Oh shit! There it is. Sam Rockwell as his like submissive sidekick. Fucking Justin Hammer and Thanos. There it is. That's a perfect joke. That's how to make Infinity War good. They won't make it good.
I hope
that's how.
I hope that after Infinity War, we get that little black girl that plays Iron Man in the new comics. You mean little black
that's
girl.
not bad. yeah, I want that Iron Man. Give me, you know what I want? You know what I want? Legitimately, I want
Autistic
Sam Rockwell.
Thor?
I do want Autistic Thor, but no, I want Sam Rockwell to just replace Chris Pratt in the Jurassic World series as the same character, and they don't say anything.
How good would that be?
There it is. They don't say anything. They don't say anything. He just is
Sam
that
Rockwell
character.
in any character. So we're talking about Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about other films, right?
Yeah, we're talking about The Lost City of Z, starring Robert Pattinson. We'll get into that. Lost City. Oh yeah, Lost City is Z. I guess it's a British.
It's British.
Film, so.
It's Z.
It's British. Yeah, I just assume that it's Z because most movies are American, and I'm sure that's how many people read it. Amazon original. An Amazon original. So that'll be interesting to talk about. Yeah. And then, of course, in the middle, we're going to be talking about The Thing prequel from 2011.
Thing 2011 is what's the official title. Please call it The Thing 2011. Don't call it any other name.
Yeah. It is just called The Thing, but it is also called Thing 2011. And then we're going to be, this is the longest intro. This is like, we're struggling to get through this today.
I know. It's like you got hit on the head by like a comedic, like two cymbals, like a cartoon cat hit you on the head with two cymbals.
That's not far off from what happened. And then we're of course going to be doing a wild draft today. I love when we do drafts. It's so much fun. But today our draft,
what? Drafting is the best thing that ever happened to podcasts because there's a couple other the Doughboys do food drafts all the time, and drafts are like the best thing that has ever happened to podcasting.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And we're going to be doing a draft today. We are doing the movie Epidemic 3-year anniversary film draft.
Wow. So I'm going to have to give this one a wow.
Yeah, it's so essentially what that means, and we'll explain it a little bit more in detail when we get there, but essentially we're going to be drafting 10 movies each. 10 movies each of the movies that we have reviewed, not including classic reviews like James Bond, Planet of the Apes, The Thing, things like that. Because
all James Bond and The Thing and Alien.
Yeah, all James. yeah, I was gonna say all James Bond and Alien. I would have snaked Alien pretty quick, but
yeah, you probably would have snaked her.
So it's only going to be it's basically a 3-year draft of all the movies that have come out in the last 3 years, which is a crazy thing to do. But that's what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This is wild. What a time.
Wild. Let's talk about Dunkirk, shall we?
Dunkirk.
So Dunkirk. This is a Christopher Nolan movie, and if it's still in theaters, so if you haven't checked it out in a theater, I recommend that you do. Because this movie will be probably not that cool on home video.
Yeah, I'd probably
honestly
agree with that.
The only thing that I think would be a benefit of watching this on home video is that before we talk about all the good stuff in Dunkirk, because there's a lot of good stuff, let's talk about some of the not so good stuff. Christopher Nolan, like, why are you so good at every aspect of film, but you can't get audio mixing right? Like, are you just hiring the same fuck up over and over again? And like, I thought it was me, but I've heard several people with this complaint about Dunkirk. is that the audio mixing is terrible. You can't hear what they're saying because there's too much like and going on. And then Mark Rylance is in the foreground. He's like, I can take it on to the boat.
Well, that's something that you've brought up multiple times. I've seen you talk about. But I'm on the other side of that. I think that's completely intentional and exactly what he's always going for is more the experience than anything. Because nothing that anyone says in this movie matters at all. It's not about any of the characters.
No,
none of them have names.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's more about the visceral experience of actually being in a war zone. And that's what he's trying to portray than anything else.
And I agree. And in that instance, or in that case, this movie is fucking awesome. Like, this movie is incredible. It really is. It's grim, it's dark, and it's really just carnage for an hour and 40 minutes. You're not supposed to like the characters. You're not supposed to know the characters. You're not supposed to get attached to the characters. It's just like what it would be like, what it was like for those people. And you have the three aspects. You have the Navy, the Air Force, and the ground troops, all trying to get off of Dunkirk. In that instance, great fucking movie. But here's the thing. Why Tom Hardy? I feel like I asked you this question when I first saw it, but like, why? He's wearing a mask the whole movie. He says, I think he has no lines.
He says nothing, I think.
He has no lines. He has a mask on the whole movie. And like, did they get him for 40 minutes? Like, were they like, we can get Tom Hardy in Dunkirk, but we seriously have him in the studio for 40 minutes? Let's just do the shit that we got to do. We'll get him the fuck out of here. He's too busy. He's too busy talking with George Miller about Mad Max Part 2. He's a busy dude.
Absolutely. That being said,
he's out there being Venom.
His final scene is the best thing in like any movie.
Yeah, it's awesome where he crashes the plane. And
I'm glad it was Tom Hardy because he's a badass.
It's almost like they're trying to hide that it's Tom Hardy, and then at the end, like, he does like a slow reveal, and I'm like, are we doing the slow reveal? Like, I wasn't supposed to know that was Tom Hardy. I've been aware. It's Tom
Hardy. I see his eyes. I can see his eyes and his donger.
I can see his squinty eyes. Like, he didn't pull out that donger. You know what? He didn't even show it though, like the lower half of his body in this movie. Really?
Maybe he doesn't have a lower half anymore.
Yeah, no room for donger anymore, which is unfortunate. But I don't understand. I don't understand the appeal of bringing him on. I also don't understand the appeal of bringing on Cillian Murphy in this movie, because I feel like, again, because this wasn't really a character piece, having strong actors like Cillian Murphy and Tom Hardy, it's not really adding to the movie in any way. And so when Cillian Murphy...
I think when it comes to Cillian Murphy's character, he's supposed to be like a shell-shocked soldier, and I think you need a good actor to play that. So why not the piercing blue eyes of brilliant Cillian Murphy?
Well, here's the problem with Cillian Murphy. Now, I don't think that he is, but his face structure just looks so German that I thought he was just like I could have sworn he was a German soldier, and he was like, that's why he wasn't talking, because he doesn't know fucking English. But no, they do the swapperoo and do that with a different character, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But Cillian Murphy, like, you look too German for this.
He's 100% Irish. So.
I know, but like, look at his face, dude. He's like, look at his fucking wrinkles and shit. Like, his wrinkles are too German. Dunkirk. On the same token, though, I think because this is the character, Mark Rylance's character is probably the character with the most screen time, as well as the most.
Rylance looks more German to me than anyone.
Really, I just think he looks so British, dude. I mean, we're right on the other half of this, you know. But Mark Rylance, goddamn, dude, I love him. I love him so much. I've talked about it on the show, dude. He's so fucking awesome, dude.
I like him. I like him a lot in this movie. I kind of like him in the one that he won the Oscar for.
No, I thought he was great in Bridge of Spies. Like, I thought he was absolutely.
I think that's a fine movie, and I think he's one of the best parts of it. But I wasn't blown away like I was in this film.
Yeah. Now I wanna go on a limb and say something. I don't think I liked this movie nearly as much as you did, because I can tell that you loved it a lot. You loved it a lot. I like that Christopher Nolan is making strides in this industry, especially in an industry that people don't seem to want to make changes to formulas anymore. But I did feel like having no real character for the audience to latch on made it so dry that sometimes it felt a little boring. And I do understand that it is the visceral experience of being in World War I and being at Dunkirk. But I personally feel, and I personally felt while watching this movie, there were times where I was like, okay, where are we going with this? And of course, at the end, you do find out where you're going with this, but it sure takes a long time to get there. And
it's like an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah. It's the shortest Nolan movie ever.
Oh, yeah. God bless you, Christopher Nolan. I can't believe you finally learned about movies under 2 hours. Who told you? Who told you about
someone must have told him.
Yeah. Somebody looked at Inception and was like, hey, Christopher, too fucking long. And he was like, oh, shit, you might be right.
Hey, here's the thing. It's long.
Well, now, you know what? It might not even be Inception, because I feel like Inception really uses that screen time. It must be Interstellar, because it does not utilize it.
Watch Interstellar again, though. I think you might really like it.
I do like Interstellar. I actually really like Interstellar, I think
you might really like it if you rewatch it. That's the thing about Interstellar.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it was a solid 4 out of 5 on the Chadsky scale. You know, a pretty good movie, but on the Chadsky scale, yeah, it is. I really do like that movie. Here's the thing: is that nobody makes movies that look like Christopher Nolan's movies, and that is the best thing about Dunkirk.
That's basically what really got me. It was just the entire visual style. It's just like,
it's incredible,
unbelievable. Yeah. Like it looks so real that it doesn't even it grounds the corner of not looking real.
Yeah. It rolls back. It goes to 10 and rolls back down to 0.
It's like clear. This is the most realistic thing I've ever seen, but also don't look real at all.
Yeah, like here's the thing: is that like you look at all these movies that are running like 24 frames per second, which is typically what movies, especially movies made in North America,
don't do that.
Yeah, so like 24 frames per second, and then you look at like something like this, and it's not even like, I don't even think it's more. Like it might be 30 frames per second. Like it might not even be more, but it just looks like it's happening in front of you, and that really is part of the draw of this movie, is that it's all fucking happening. It's right there, right in front of your eyes. And I think that visual style, I don't know what the fuck he does, dude, but he tweaks something that nobody else tweaks. And it looks so good.
Somebody's got to figure it out.
Yeah, fucking. You know what? I bet you Christopher Nolan is not the one to share notes. Steal it from him. Steal it.
Steal that shit. Why don't all movies look like this?
Yeah, like you look at like The Hobbit and you're like, oh, okay, that's too much for sure. Don't make movies look like this. And then you see this and you're like, okay, but I could swear that this one is 60 frames per second, but why does it look so much fucking better? Why does it look so much better?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Chadley over here, is he only likes linear storytelling, and he only likes it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. He only likes character progression. He doesn't enjoy any abstract. He doesn't enjoy any art films.
Oh, I hate art, dude. Yeah,
Chadley hates art.
That's why I love Terrence Malick so much. But with this movie, I did feel like there was some parts because like it is 3 plot lines. I mean, they're barely plot lines, but there is 3 plot lines in this movie. But sometimes they sort of overlap each other, and I found that a little bit confusing, because like there would be an event that took place, and then like it would cut to the boat, but because like both events took part during the day, you assume that like something that happened in the plane already happened, but then you see the plane thing happen again, and you're like, oh, okay, so we went back 20 minutes, which, I mean, Christopher Nolan does shit like that, you know, like he does do shit like that.
I think the fact that it shows a different angle of something that happened earlier, I think that's fairly clever, really.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. I just think that maybe in the storytelling there was a simpler way to tell that, and I know like you don't want to simplify them.
Why do you want simple A to B movies, Chadley? Why is that what
no, that's not what I'm
all the time. Go watch Sharknado, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Dude, I bet you Sharknado 5 is going to be a 5-star. Is it a 5-star? I haven't seen it yet. Is it a 5-star?
I'll let you make your own decision on that one.
Might be a 5-star, but I think I don't mind like plot devices like that. Like Memento is a great example of this being done right, and like obviously that's also Christopher Nolan. Memento is a fucking phenomenal example of that. I just think like in Memento it is so well told that you can have a complex plot and a complex plot structure, but also make it so that it's understandable. And I feel like Dunkirk, for the most part, did that as well. There were just a couple of times where we cut back to something, and you're like, okay, it's night now, but then it's day when you're with the plane. So is it night now? Okay, we're coming back to the plane and it's day again. Is this the same day? Is this the next day? And I don't think that's necessarily a huge problem this movie has, but it is something that I noticed.
Sure. I noticed it too, but I figured it out because night and day are not,
I figured it
not the same thing. So
oh,
did this
obviously
happen during
the
eclipse? Oh, hey Chadley, while we're on that topic, did you watch the eclipse, Chadley?
No sunglasses, dude. Straight into it. Looked right at it.
I had the glasses, and I fully expect to scoff at this stupid thing, eclipse, right? Moon going in front of the sun. And then I saw it through the glasses, and like the moon was over the sun. I'm like, oh, space is amazing. Like I completely turned around.
That's fucking cool.
I was ready to scoff at it, be like, stupid eclipse, silly. Not greatest thing I've ever seen for sure.
Although I think the picture of Donald Trump looking directly into the solar eclipse might be my new favorite picture of all time.
It's the best thing we've gotten out of the presidency so far.
Yeah. Well, and like the best part about it is that his wife is like went on all those PSAs saying not to look at them, and she's standing right there. And just like he must have done it just to be an asshole. Like
I totally, because he was smiling and shit. He's like,
oh no, I'm gonna go blind. Like. It's a lot of fun, dude. Donald Trump is out in the presidency just clowning, and I love it, dude.
There was I saw that rapper Joey Badass is like, he was tweeting about how he loves staring directly at the sun, and how the Aztecs used to look at eclipses and none of them went blind. And then like 4 hours later, he's like, the rest of the tour has been canceled due to unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty fucking awesome, dude. Oh, dude, I hope he went blind. Hope he went blind, man. Some animals are, yeah. You know what I would love? I would love to have been born without eyes, which is a real thing that happens.
Why? Why would you want that?
Because I don't know. Because then I could look at the solar eclipse straight up.
Didn't you want to tell me that you used to stare at the sun because you wanted glasses?
I still want glasses, dude, because dude, have you ever seen me in glasses? Look, I'm not a narcissist, but I look hot as fucking glasses, dude. I look all right in glasses. I'm a damn fine human being in glasses. I do not look good. I do not look good as a human being any other day, but when I'm wearing glasses, good looking, dude. Not a bad looking mate. I'm a good looking lad, son.
You can almost see it from here.
Dunkirk. So do we want to? What do we want to do next? We can either hit the thing, or we can hit the.
Well, why don't you give your rating on the Chadsky scale for the Dunkirk?
Oh, on the don't get me wrong, I really did like Dunkirk. I don't know if I loved it as much as everybody else. But I do think that Dunkirk is a solid 3.5 out of 5 on the Chadsky scale.
Now, on the Chadsky scale, it's interesting this year, 2017. If Nolan can't make a 5-star film, then I don't think anyone can. This is coming in at a 4-star on the Chadsky scale for me.
Yeah, 4-star. That, you know what? That's very fair. Good movie. Great looking movie. Watch it on fucking IMAX. I bet you that's I did not see it in IMAX, but I bet you it's dope in IMAX.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
So that's Dunkirk. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. A lot of fun. Really great movie. Watch it in a theater. Watch it before it's too late. Although if you have surround sound, it might be fun on that.
I don't know who Harry Styles is.
Who is what? Where'd that come from?
He's in Dunkirk, but I don't know who that is. So.
I don't know either. I just know fucking Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy, Mark Rylance. I think. Oh, there's a dead kid in this movie. That's a lot of fun. But so let's launch into our 3-year anniversary draft. This has been a big year, actually. This actually has been a big year. Late last year, we hit 100 episodes, and what are we at now? 140?
This is 141.
141. So in the past,
so,
like 6
wait, hold
months,
on. We said we were doing 69 episode seasons, right? So this is like the beginning of season 3 too.
Oh shit, is it actually?
Well, it's pretty close.
Yeah, well, like, but this year we've hit a lot of strides, huge number of downloads on iTunes, and like, as well as we hit our 100th episode, and that was only like 6 months ago. We hit the 100th episode, and we're already at 141. This might be the most output in a year we've ever had on this show. We're getting them out. We're getting them out fast. You know, we're getting them out and having a lot of fun, watching a lot of shitty crap. And now, and you know what, Buck, you got to stop me when I start rambling. Let's do a draft.
Let's do a goddamn draft here.
Let's do a goddamn draft. So, how are we gonna decide who goes first? Because there's some good shit. Snake style draft, of course, as always.
Yeah, serpentine snake style draft. I think. Well, you won last time, obviously. So should I go first?
Yeah, go first. Go first. Definitely go first, because I want to make sure that I don't think that the one I want first is what you are going to take.
Probably not. My first one is going to be Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, you know, I didn't even have that on my list, but that is a good one, man. Mad Max Fury Road. That's the movie that we've reviewed on this show that you think is the absolute best film that we've watched.
Yes.
That's you know what? Fuck it, man. Good call, man. It is a great movie.
Yes.
So I'm gonna come out the gates here, okay? I'm gonna crash down the gates, and y'all might think I'm an idiot for taking this, but I truly believe out of every movie we've ever reviewed on the show, 141 times 3, whatever that is, the one that I enjoyed.
Chappie's a Boston nut.
This fucking chat. No, it's not Chappie. My number one favorite movie that we've reviewed on this show, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. That's gonna be my first pick.
Insane
yeah. Pick. You know, I knew that you were gonna say that. I knew that you were gonna say that. So to counter that, I'm gonna take a really good fucking movie for my second pick. Oh baby, I'm taking The Handmaiden.
Oh, that's a good pick.
That is a good pick, right? Yeah. Oh, Park Chan, dude. Here's the thing.
The Handmaiden might be the best movie ever made. Like, the more I think about it.
Here's the thing. Somebody says Park Chan Wook's name aloud, I immediately get erect.
Yeah.
I love the man. I love him. All right. So what is your second and third pick?
So for my second pick in the 3-year anniversary movie Epidemic draft, I'm going to take the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, shit. That's also a good one, dude. I absolutely adore, what's his name? Wessie boy. We're actually good friends with Wes Anderson. We've been to his cafe and a complimentary service. But yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel. Tony Ravioli is fantastic.
Yeah, we love Tony Ravioli.
Saoirse Ronan, that was like her that was an introduction to Saoirse Ronan, who is now like one of the best actresses maybe ever. She's really good. Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel. That's a good fucking pick. But what's your number 3 pick?
Well, it's tough because we've watched so many good movies, right? It's like, which one do I pick? Dude.
It was really hard to make this list, honestly.
You know what? I'm gonna go with The Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight. Wow. Here's the thing: is that everything that you've picked so far, it's not even on my radar. I mean, they're great movies, but it's stuff like it's not even on my radar. It's stuff I wouldn't even think to put on this list.
It's just like it's the movie. It's like when I think about all the movies that we've watched, and then I look at my Blu-ray collection, it's very limited to the movies that we've seen, and they're the movies that I watch the most and I like the most, and it just happens to be Hateful Eight is one of them.
Here's the thing, Buck Leduc, is that you and I on this show have talked about so many superheroes. We might have talked about every superhero movie. Like I think we're
pretty close. We haven't some of the older Marvel ones. We haven't, but
yeah, like we haven't hit like the old Captain America, but like everything like 2000 and on, we've pretty much talked about everyone. Like with every X-Men movie, every Batman movie. We haven't
Daredevil and Fantastic Four, I think, are the only 2.
Yeah, those are good ones to miss. But if I had to pick one superhero movie that I just absolutely adored from the past 3 years, it's got to be Logan. Logan is unreal.
That's a good pick. I do have I just bought the Logan Blu-ray, and it comes with Logan Noir, which we're gonna have to pop on and do a review of.
Is like they actually put the Logan Noir on there? Because I heard that they were thinking about it.
It's on the DVD I have, so I'll bring it over and we'll have to check it out.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! That's gonna be dope. We actually have to watch that. And then for my number 4 pick, probably one of the better movies we've ever watched, and has come out in the past few years. I'm taking Compton, baby, straight out of Compton.
Yes. I should have picked that one. My bad.
Yeah, dude, I'm a son of a biscuit. How could you do this?
You son of a biscuit.
Son of a bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna take straight out of Compton. Logan is my number 3. Straight out of Compton, my number 4.
Mm-hmm.
You're assessing, because now you got to play this strategically, right?
Yeah. All right.
Because it's easy to just put them in order that you want to grab them at, but now there's got to be strategy involved.
Right. Yeah. So for my number 4 in the 3-year anniversary movie Epidemic fantasy draft, I'm going to be taking. This might shock some people, but it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm going with Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. Oh, dude, Nightcrawler is so fucking awesome. I was actually thinking about that movie this week, and like how when I watched it for the first time, I just I had to stop everything I was doing. I think I was doing something at the time. I was like wrapping Christmas presents or something, and I had to stop. I was like, this shit can wait because I have to watch this movie. Nightcrawler is unreal. That actually doesn't shock me because, you know.
Well, it's just when we talked about it. I feel like it's flown under the radar when it shouldn't have.
Yeah, it maybe should have won Best Picture. What won Best Picture that year? What was that? Fucking The Artist? I don't know. Whatever.
No, it was, what was the jazz movie?
No, it was Birdman, wasn't it?
Was it Birdman? Yeah,
Birdman. I think it was Birdman, which is also a really good movie.
I don't know if it's going to make the list, but I do like Birdman.
Yeah, I don't know. But what's your number 5?
So for my number 5, it's tough. It's so tough.
Tough, man. Take the Equalizer, dude. Take the Equalizer.
Do we talk about the Equalizer? Was the Equalizer fair game?
Equalizer is fair game, dude. It's one of the first ones we talked about.
I'm not going to take the Equalizer. I'll take Creed.
Okay, you son of a bitch. That was my next pick. It's Creed is so dope.
You can have the Equalizer, bitch.
Actually, this was announced while we're on the topic of Creed. This was announced today. Ivan Drago coming back for Creed 2, baby. Dolph Lundgren's coming.
Ooh, baby.
So for my number 5, this is a movie that I've actually had people ostracize me for really liking, but I fucking love this movie. But people were like, that movie's dumb because it doesn't have fairy tale happy ending. Which it does not. So my number 5 is Manchester by the Sea, baby.
Manchester by the Sea is so goddamn good. I can't imagine someone not liking that movie.
Well, I think to most, it's not for most audiences, right, who go see 4 movies a year and they all have happy endings.
Yes.
Yeah. Where they're like, I went and saw Cars 3 and then I saw Manchester by the Sea, and guess which one had a better ending? It's like, well, no, gotta watch Manchester by the Sea again because I think you might have missed something if you didn't like it. You might have missed something.
I'm surprised you didn't put La La Land on here with Seb yet.
Oh, dude, I do love Damien Chazelle, dude. He does believe white people invented jazz, which I love.
Bless
the boy. Yeah, that's a ledge. So for my number 6, I'm gonna take a movie that I remember when we first talked about. I really loved, and every time I've seen it 6 times now, and I still really love it. I don't know if anybody likes this. I think I might be the biggest advocate for this movie on the planet, and that is Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man.
Yeah, dude, I like it more every time I watch it.
Sure.
Fucking awesome. So that brings us to your number 6 pickaroonie. What are we hitting? You get my next pick again on this. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Well, you got to analyze all of the options here because we really have watched. How many do you think? Probably 300, maybe.
300 yeah, probably about that. Yeah, about 300 new films. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm pretty mad I missed Straight Outta Compton. That should have been my first pick. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Mistake. That was a mistake. See, this is what happens when you make your draft in 4 minutes, Buck.
Oh wow! Don't worry about all that.
So what are you thinking? I can see your brain. It's working a mile a minute. Going a mile a minute.
Mile a minute.
You better take that good shit or else I'm gonna snag it, dude. But also don't take that good shit because I want it.
Oh, that's a shit we do like. Boy, you did snatch up some good ones.
I got some good shit.
All right. All right. For my whatever we at 6, the sixth pick in the 3-year anniversary fantasy draft. Oh boy, I'm just so torn, but I think I'm gonna have to go with. Oh boy, I just can't choose.
Get the foot off the brake, Pops. The kids are waiting.
I'm going with Arrival.
Arrival? That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I actually assumed that you would pick this, so I didn't even put it on here because I know that you were going to take it.
Yeah.
So you didn't take one of my next 2 picks, and I'm hoping that you don't because I really want these next 2. So hit me with your number 7. Please say it's not one of the next 2. Arrival's a good pick though. Like that.
Think of what you would pick. I'm gonna take Ex Machina.
No! No! You son of a biscuit! I can't believe you did this to me. That was gonna be my next pick, of course, because it's fucking incredible.
That's so good, dude.
But you didn't take my other next pick, and guess what? We already hit The Handmaiden, so let's hit some more foreign films from the good continent of Asia. Oh baby, The Raid 2, The Raid 2.
I had that one ready to go, but
that one was in the barrel, dude. The Raid 2 is great, dude. There's a guy with the baseball bat who hits you with the baseball and demands you bring him the baseball back. That is so fucking great. The Raid 2 is incredible. The Raid 2 is incredible. And then for my next one, a little bit of Matt Damon action. I like to squeeze some Matt Damon into every list I possibly can. And I'm going to go with The Martian. Really like The Martian.
That's a good pick.
Martian's good, man. Yeah, I'm just looking at what I have left here, and there's like, oh man, it's all pretty good shit, dude.
Yeah. All right.
Megan Ex Machina, dude, I'm livid.
For my number 8, this one I'm squeaking in here because I think you forgot about it. So I'm going to take... Oh, dude, what if I pick Chef? For my number 8 in the movie Epidemic 3-year anniversary fantasy draft, I'm taking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh, shit. I did forget about that. What a mistake. The first one?
The first one, because it was one of the, we reviewed it with Interstellar and Moonraker, and it was in 2014. So,
oh yeah, that's right. That's an early hit, dude. That's an early hit.
Yeah. And then,
dude, I'm sweating, dude. This makes me really nervous.
For my number 9 in the 3-year anniversary movie fantasy draft, I'm taking a little movie called Frank.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh, that was good. You keep taking my next ones. Mm-hmm. I can't believe you did this to me. Okay, I'm just looking at this because like my next 2, I could take them in that order, but I don't think that would get me the win. Because I get 2 more picks left, but I'm looking at, I have 8 more that I could potentially take.
Sure.
And you know, I think I'm going to take, I think for my next one, for my 9th pick, I'm going to take, we love Denzel, but you know what we love more than Denzel? Denzel when he's blasted drunk, dude. Fences. I'm taking Fences.
Wow,
baby.
You're taking Fences. Wild pick, but I like it.
Yeah, dude, I'm taking Fences. Oh, and see, like, I could take a Monster Calls, but the thing is, you're not going to take that in a million years. So that would not be a good move. That would not be a good move. But here's what I could do is I could take The Revenant, baby.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I'm taking The Revenant. But you get one
final pick in the 3-year anniversary movie Epidemic fantasy draft. I will be taking Taika Waititi's What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows is so good. That was on your top 10 of the year that year, hey? That's a fucking awesome movie. I've seen that movie a lot of times now, like way more times than once. Like
What We Do in the Shadows, slightly eking out Sing Street for my number 10.
Oh yeah, Sing Street too. Yeah, I had I was debating between The Revenant and Birdman. Like those were my two that I was going between for that last pick there. But at the end of the day, you got to take Revenant
before Birdman. So that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I had why don't you go through your list? Why don't you go through your list quickly? Your top 10.
So for Chadley's top 10 movies that we reviewed, basically top 10 movies that came out in the last 3 years, we have number 10, The Revenant, number 9, Fences, number 8, The Martian, number 7, The Raid 2, number 6, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, number 5, Manchester by the Sea, number 4, Straight Outta Compton, number 3, Logan, number 2, The Handmaiden, and number 1, just because I goddamn adore Ball Droid, and we'll soon love the Porgs. It's Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Porgs. You know what? Besides Star Wars being your number 1, that's a damn fine list you got there.
The movie Epidemic Porgcast.
The Porgcast. Yeah, we're changing the name. Anyway, these are my top 10, and I think this really shows my movie taste of the last 3 years. So starting at number 10, What We Do in the Shadows, number 9, Frank, 8, Guardians of the Galaxy, 7, Ex Machina, 6, Arrival, 5, Creed, 4, Nightcrawler, 3, The Hateful Eight, 2, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and number 1, Mad Max Fury Road.
Man, you know what? I don't even know how to call that one. You know, those are both really solid lists.
Good.
Yeah, we really only picked like the 5-star shit, really, like the 5 on the Chadsky scale. You know, that's all the best shit. And if you want, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I want to know more about one of those movies, we've literally reviewed every single movie that we talked about in the past 10 minutes. So if you want to go check that out, find it on the feed. That's not up to me to know the numbers. Just figure it out.
Yeah, you can go onto our YouTube. I believe if you just go to punchnerds.com, it takes you to the YouTube channel now. So you can just go there and type in any name and you can find the episode.
Yeah, super easy stuff. I highly recommend it, but the best episodes are the ones where we talk about bad shit, but I do highly recommend checking out.
No, I agree. The ones where we talk about bad shit are the classic episodes, but we also love film. So
yeah, absolutely. We have to watch a good movie every now and again, guys. Like it can't all be Baywatch and Sharknado, all right? Gotta watch some good shit. Although Baywatch,
I don't like the way you frame that. I don't like the way you frame those two films.
I just put them in a bad light. So it's very rarely do I write this many notes about a movie, but let's talk about The Thing 2011.
The Thing 2011. All right.
Okay, first of all, better name. You need a new name for it.
Okay, don't call it The Thing.
Yeah, don't call it The Thing because that makes it seem like it's a remake or the same movie, when in fact it's a prequel.
Well, that's like kind of a remake. It is like literally the exact same thing with
it's the exact same thing, but it is But it is a prequel because it is about.
Yes, that's right. It's about the Norwegian base.
Yeah, and so here's the thing: is that if you take a look at a John Carpenter classic and you're like, man, that would be because they talk about the Norwegian base. That would be really cool if they made a prequel about the Norwegian base.
Sure.
Only one person is allowed to do that.
Yeah.
It's John
I
Carpenter.
Completely. I think at times this almost is a good homage at some points, but then it's just here's the problem. Don't have dog shit CGI all over the place.
Yeah, the best looking movie of 1982, the worst looking movie of 2011.
Look, if it had good effects, I would say, easy 3-star. It's not that good, but
it's fine.
It's fine. It's a fine movie almost. That's the thing, because Mary Elizabeth Winstead, fucking incredible. Joel Edgerton, the greatest actor on the planet.
Yeah, love him. Wish he did more. Wish he did more in this movie, but love him.
Yeah.
Although here's the thing about Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I also really like her a lot, but I feel this isn't a thing that I saw in 10 Cloverfield Lane or anything that I've seen with her recently, but I have noticed it in some of her older stuff, this included. Sometimes there's points where it would be really important or really inappropriate for her to smile.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's fucking smiling. It's why are you smiling? That guy's being torn apart by the Thing. Why?
Wow, she's a joyful ass.
Yeah, why are you smiling? Another thing that I really don't like about this movie is how it's framed. Because immediately they come, they find this thing, and they're just like, oh, looks like we got a visitor from outer space. And then they're like, we'll never look at the stars again. It's like, what proof do you have that it's an alien?
Yeah.
Literally, at this point in the movie, there is no proof this is an alien. You just found a weird thing, and then you're like, oh, gotta be an alien.
Well, yeah, that's
no, they didn't
like,
find a spaceship yet.
The thing about the thing is that it's just your slow burn to like the actual monster. Like the dog's running around for straight up 45 minutes and like nothing's happening. This movie, like, what is it? Like 20 minutes in, they're like a monster eating some dude's head.
Yeah, like they immediately show it as a monster, which I don't like, because that's half the fun in the thing, is that it can camouflage, right? But if you just make it a scary monster, there's no different than Alien.
It's like it's pandering to like new horror fans that need somebody chopped up immediately, right? Which I don't want to see. Like I love. That's why I love The Thing, is because it's such a slow goddamn burn.
Yeah, and like another problem is that this is set before the original. This is set before the original. So the original, obviously, there's no real time frame, but obviously the original would take place probably in 1982. Gotta get your wardrobe people on that shit, because Mary Elizabeth Winstead, you're straight up wearing like Volcom hoodies and shit, and like that fun. like I don't know what his name is, but he's like the guy who plays Vaughn.
Right? Somebody whipped an iPhone out.
The guy who plays Vaughn on Community is in this movie too, and he's just like wearing like sweet cool jeans and like a rad fucking buckle belt, and you're like, why are you wearing that shit? Like,
he's got an iPhone 7.
Yeah, he's buzzing out. He's tweeting. It's like, isn't this supposed to be 1982?
Whoop, so Alien got us.
And it was also really unclear if they were actually trying to tie it to the original Thing, or if they were trying to make it its own entity, because it was latching on to the original so hard, but also felt like it was trying to create its own identity and doing bad at both things.
I don't know. I mean, like they specifically make references to the original film, so I assume it is clearly a prequel, even though it's a remake masquerading as a prequel, right?
Here's the thing, though. Those Norwegian dudes, those dudes did look like they were from the 80s. So I was real confused, because those dudes looked 80s as fuck.
Well, I think that's just Norway, right? Like, I haven't been there, but like I feel like if I went there, it'd be like just like dudes listening to. They all have beards, first of all, and they all probably listen to vinyl.
Yeah, absolutely, every single one of them. But you know who I love? I'm going to mispronounce this name probably because it's Norwegian as fuck. But that guy, Christopher Hivju, he was also in Fate of the Furious.
Sure.
Oh, dude, the guy with the ginger beard. Dude, he's also on Game of Thrones, for anyone familiar. But like, I do love that guy a lot. Like, he's fucking awesome.
Like, yeah,
that is absolutely that shit I do like, man. He is so absolutely awesome. Pretty much all those Norwegian guys were actually pretty good, like surprisingly
good. Most of the cast is good. Like I didn't really have any problems with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just surprising to see a good cast on something with this type of clearly this movie is on a budget of some sort, or maybe they busted their nut on Joel Edgerton. I don't know.
Well, it is because like the guy that directed this has directed nothing. Mathias Van Heeren, maybe he's Norwegian. I don't know.
Yeah, he must be, because like, there's some Norwegian scenes too. So like, he must be able to direct in both English and Norwegian. So it makes sense.
It says he's from Amsterdam, so Dutch.
Yeah. But there is one scene in this movie that I'm like, okay, that's kind of dope. Is like the scene where they catch the alien, they like light it on fire and they catch it, and then they dissect it, and then that dude is like inside of it, like with the new skin.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's kind of dope. It's not great, but like
I feel like that's this whole movie though. It's like it kind of edges on. Oh, that's pretty dope though. But then like you see like some dog shit CGI walking around. You're like, that's not dope though.
Oh yeah, and then they scientifically explain the anatomy of the thing, and it's like, oh, okay, don't do that.
I hate when movies do that. There was something else. There's something else that we watched that did that like ruined the movie for me. Forget what it was.
I don't remember. It's probably Alien. It was probably like Alien Resurrection or something.
I think it might have been Alien, actually. Yeah, it was Alien.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it wrecks a lot of the fun because like in the first one, it's just like, oh, there's just a giant monster and it can camouflage into people. But in this one, it's like its cells replicate that cells of a fucking gourmet. Fuck you, get out of here. I don't say these things. I don't want it. Please stop. I do not want, and it's very upsetting to me when you do this. Yeah, but there is also like the detachable spider arms too, though, and like that's not bad. Like they're like
that's what really makes me mad about the movie is like almost, but also not
so close, but also like terrible. Like it's like not
also fucking unwatchable, but also kind of dope.
Really. Yeah, like because like I feel like with a good budget, this would have been fucking awesome.
I watched it on Amazon Prime streaming too, and they have the 4K, and like it just makes it look so much worse. Like I wish I would have had it on DVD or something.
Yeah, I think I just watched it on DVD. That's where I watched it on. But then they get like to the alien spaceship, and like that happens in the first one and this one too. But they Prometheus the fuck out of it in this one. Dude, it's too big. Don't
make it that big. Like in the first one, it's like, yo, it's like an Ed Wood ass comedic tiny little spaceship in the first one.
Because guess what? One monster can't drive that spaceship by himself. Unless you're gonna explain there's more. I don't know. What are you gonna do? You setting up sequel? What doing? Don't do this. This whole movie is just like a lot
of Thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a sequel called Thing. Guess what? In tiny spaceship.
Little tiny spaceship. Little tiny baby spaceship.
Little tiny spaceship. How did this movie even fucking end? I don't remember. She get away because yeah, she did. That fucking
she burns Joel Edgerton with a fucking flamethrower. I was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that you could do.
And he's like crying. He's crying.
I also really didn't like the fact that they're like, we can tell you're not an alien because you have an earring in your ear, and it's like,
yeah, that's fucking stupid. The dopest part of this movie is the last 30 seconds when it goes from fading to black, and it has the Thing music. And it fades to black, and it opens with them flying to the other base, like at the start.
Oh yeah, shooting at the dogs. Yeah,
at the start of the Thing. Best part of the movie, and it's the last 30 seconds.
It's the best part of the movie because it reminds you that there's another movie that is better. We should have watched this in the correct order. You should have watched the prequel first.
No, absolutely not.
Then we might not have watched the other one. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Thing 2011.
What do you got that pegged on the Chatsky scale there?
Oh, I got that pegged at a one star. 1 star on the Chatsky scale.
I kind of want to feel a bit nicer to it, so I gave it a 2 star, but it is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough watch, man.
I mean, there is enough stuff that I thought was like edgy on dopeness that I gave it the extra star.
I
be a 2 on the Chatsky scale.
I mean, because I know you don't fuck around with halves, but I fuck around with halves, right? So like, I could have gone down to the half star, but I decided to be.
I don't think it deserves that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think so either. It's got Spider Arm, and like dude in there. It's just too much science, too much Mary Elizabeth Winstead smiling at shit, and like I don't know, like just CG. Like that is really what it all boils down to. Is that this?
Because if it was like nice, like fun, like practical effects, like the first one or something, or even didn't have to be practical, just better CGI, I think it would have been a pretty good movie.
This looks worse than sci-fi, and like, because like, there's nothing wrong with CG.
It doesn't look worse than Sharknado.
No, nothing looks worse than Sharknado.
But I think that's on purpose, though, right?
Yeah, they make it bad on purpose. They purposely hire the worst CG kids straight out of college because they can hire those people for like 25 grand a year.
Well, that's the thing. 2011. Why make that? I don't really know.
Yeah, like who? Did somebody sanction this? Like,
I don't know anybody that saw it either, to be honest.
Yeah, like, people didn't really go to the movie theater to see it because the Thing came out 30 years ago. And here's the unfortunate thing. Nobody really really knows about that movie now. Like, everybody talks about like Alien and Predator, and people talk about Blade Runner and and shit like that, but nobody really harps back to the Thing that often as a horror classic, which it is. And
my dad has never even seen it. I had to make him watch all of it because it's so good.
And it's a dad movie. Like, it came out in 82. Yeah. Came out in 82 when our dads were first starting to pod. So like, I don't understand how
both of our dads had a podcast.
Yeah. I don't remember I don't know what it was called, but I'm sure it was movie Epidemic. But yeah, and so like I just feel like I don't know. There's no reason to make this movie, unfortunately.
Well, it came out and we watched it. What do we got next?
Lost City of Zed, baby. This movie starts out with the most boring 45 minutes ever. Like it's the first 45 minutes is fucking terrible. Straight up. Like it's fucking terrible. And then the movie gets dope, dude. It gets fucking awesome around like right around the 45-minute mark. It gets really great.
Yeah. This is a pretty specific movie, I find. It's like it has like a very classic movie making to it. It's like the most classic thing you can think of is this shit right here.
Well, it feels like for the first 45 minutes, there's no real characters because like all the characters are just like, oh, I've got a medal here and I've got my Pinot Noir over here. And like they're all like, you know, like the fucking.
It's such a stuffy British period piece.
Yeah, it's like it's also even the main character is like, but I don't even have a medal. Why should I be allowed at the dinner table? And it's like, oh,
I think it's like it's very specific to if you have watched that kind of stuff, and like it is like, oh, it's like the most 60s, 50s, 60s kind of fucking British period piece, and like you don't see movies like this anymore, probably for good reason.
Yeah, I agree. But as soon as he started, because like about the 45-minute mark, he becomes an explorer, and that's a lot of fun. Whenever
he first does that speech for the Congress,
it's when it gets awesome.
It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is the dopest shit I've ever seen.
And then Dudley Dursley rolls up, and you're like, what the fuck is this kid doing in here?
Nah, I don't even know what that guy looks like, honestly. I didn't even notice him.
Don't look good, dude.
I barely noticed Robert Pattinson because he's so fucking wildly good in this.
Yo,
I didn't know it was him.
His name was
didn't know it was him.
His name was at the beginning of the credits, and I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then like this dude rolled up, like Henry Rollins or Henry something. And it's not Henry Rollins. I think that's a rock star, but
it's definitely not Henry Rollins.
Yeah, Henry something. Rolls up and you're like, oh man, this actor is fucking incredible. This is the most amazing person ever. Who is it? That's Robert Pattinson? That's how he acts now? Here's the thing. I have a theory. I think that Twilight just might be bad. And those people were never bad. Those actors, him and Kristen Stewart, because they're wrecking the game now, both of them.
Yeah, they're great.
I think that Twilight, I think like they just showed up, they read the script and they're like, I will collect my check for this, but like if you really expect me to work for this, I'm just not interested in any of that. Yeah. This is a very well-made movie too. Like structurally, it is.
I think every single shot in this movie was set up particularly to be on that One Perfect Shot Facebook page. Because like every single thing is meticulously perfect. Like all of the costumes, all of the set design. It's the most perfect shit you've ever seen. Every single scene.
Although there were points in time, and I will agree, I will admit that it was rare, where there was overexposure, which can be a huge bother, especially when your cinematography is so good and your editing is so good. If you have overexposure, it can really sort of ruin the moment. And there's even some shots with underexposure, like mostly the underexposure is mostly like when he's at home. Those are some really dimly lit scenes when he's yelling at his wife. I love the idea of him yelling around at his wife. Yeah, just yelling around at his wife.
It's so classic. It's so classic.
Yeah. But then like they go out on this excursion to find this lost city of Zed, and they bring along like this fat guy, and the fat guy it becomes a sitcom after that, because the fat guy's like, I can't go on any further and I've eaten all the rice cakes, and you're like, I love this guy.
Yo.
And then, like,
they just straight up leave this lad in the woods. He makes it out, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, they're like that guy's probably dead, and then
that's the best thing you can write in any adventure movie. Yeah. Is leaving someone for dead, and then the lad shows up.
Yeah, he rolls up and he's pissed, dude, and he's absolutely pissed. But then because like the idea of the movie is that this is a true story. This actually happened.
Yeah.
This guy went out to the Amazon to look for the lost city of Zed. Now, we've talked before about stories, true stories that need to be told and true stories that don't. And while this is pretty interesting, I don't think this story need to be told, because there's nothing more to it than he went out and he looked for this city. You know, like that's really all there is to it. Because I'm going to give you guys some spoilers here. That he never found it. You know, he never finds it in the movie.
Yeah, and I think that should be pretty obvious since no one's ever heard of this shit. So.
Well, if you read the thing at the end, which I hate the 20 years later fucking where they are now or whatever, but if you read the thing at the end, it does state that like something like actually found like some Aztec ruins where this guy basically said that they would be. But hey, why'd it take 100 years for someone to check? We got the technology now. We got fucking helicopters. Why'd it take 100 years to check?
Well, let's go check that exact spot that he plotted to that he couldn't get to because Amazon, no technology.
Yeah, no technology, and for some reason he went on foot. So let's go check with a helicopter. That shit. It took 100 years for someone to do that, and then they're like, "Oh shit, dude, that's right."
I guess right.
So about halfway through the movie, it's interrupted with him being sent off to World War I. Good stuff, like really good stuff, because he purposely transfers to be in the Robert Pattinson platoon, and he becomes like his lieutenant, and that's a lot of fun because the whole movie is like a buddy cop movie. You know,
sort of, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a buddy explorer movie with Robert Pattinson and Charlie Hunnam. Now, we've talked about Charlie Hunnam before when we talked about King Arthur. This lad's not ready, you know. He's just not ready.
Not that good. Like that's basically my biggest problem with this movie is lad's not that good. But that one speech he does is like pretty dope.
Hey, Charlie Hunnam, why is the guy playing your 13-year-old son so much better at acting than you are? That's wild. Holland is in this movie. And hey, do they CG Tom Holland to make him look younger at that scene where he has to be 13?
This movie might be like a couple years old, I think.
Because like if you're going to do that, if you're going to CG Tom Holland to make him look 13, don't do that because that looks weird. But
yeah, it sounds weird when they CGI'd abs onto him in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I haven't seen the trailers, and those are definitely not real abs. But have you seen the fucking abs on Zac Efron in Baywatch? Those are real and the most disgusting thing ever. But we'll talk about that next week. But yeah, Tom Holland, dude, that kid's good, dude.
He is good. He is good. He's awesome, good.
Man. So like that is probably my biggest problem is that in the last 25 minutes, this movie really ramps down. Because like the whole movie is like, oh, him and Robert Pattinson out exploring, and then Robert Pattinson's like, I don't think I want to do it anymore. And he's like, okay. And that's the end of that. Okay, I guess we're just not doing it anymore. And then he's like, well, I'll just get my son. He's whatever. He'll be fucking Robert Pattinson for this excursion. And then like, they go to the Amazon, and then like while they're exploring in the Amazon, it just like fades out, and it was like they were never found. And it's like, oh,
show that.
I could have sworn there was. I could have sworn there was another half to this final act, but I guess not. You know?
Oh, we just ran out of money.
Yeah, did they shut down production and then they're like, fuck it, we can just work with what we got, you know? Like it felt like it ended just so abruptly. And I guess with the story that they were given, that's sort of my point about whether or not this story should have been told. The story they were given, they really had no choice but to end it abruptly.
Yeah, I guess
because that's what happened. It ended abruptly and unsatisfyingly. But as a viewer, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lost City of Z. Or Lost City of Zed. Let's get there. Lost City of Zed. Let's get there. And I'm excited. I'm like,
I want to see a city made of gold. I want to see, like in Kong, like when they first find that village.
Or like National Treasure when he opens up the giant bank vault for the first time, and you're like,
National Treasure. Let's go with that.
And you're like, they made it, dude. It's actually there. It's real, and they found it. But in this one, it's like they never returned and were never heard from again.
You know what? Like send him into the jungle and then like do an aerial shot where you see like a gold temple real quick and then end it.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm a filmmaker. I like to satisfy the people.
Yeah. Give it the exact same ending as the Da Vinci Code. Remember in the Da Vinci Code where they're looking for Mary Magdalene the whole movie, but they never find her. But then But then while Tom Hanks is doing monologue, they use camera pans to show you where that bitch was.
There we go. Ron Howard. Is that Ron Howard?
That's Ron Howard, baby.
Yeah, Ron Howard's a filmmaker. God bless Solo.
Top 5 Ron Howard movies. Number 1, Da Vinci Code. Just kidding. He's never made another movie that was good. That's not true. That's not true. Beautiful Mind's pretty fucking good.
I'm so excited to see how butchered that young Han Solo movie is.
Oh, dude, he's gonna wreck it, dude. He's already put his brother in the movie. I hope that's
they're cutting out hours worth of material.
Yeah, because apparently, like, Disney execs went to watch it and they were pissed, dude. They were not happy.
This is what I'm pretty sure that happened with Rogue One too, right? There wasn't as much reshoots on that.
Yeah. Well, good news is that I was doing some light reading today, as I tend to do. Matt Reeves, director of Where the Planet of the Apes, who's been signed on to do the Batman solo film, has come out and said that the Batman solo film is not to be connected to the DCU at all.
Yeah. So DC Universe, they're basically not gonna do that. Hey.
Yeah. I think are they shutting it down? Like, that's what it sounds like.
It sounds like they're gonna do Aquaman just because they have it, and then maybe Flash.
And then they might do a Justice League Part 2 and end the whole thing. Like, that's it. Oh, Jesus, excuse me.
Then there's that Todd Phillips fucking Martin Scorsese Joker movie.
Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. I don't think that's connected either, but like,
no, it's not.
You sent me that last night, and they're like, Todd Phillips directing, Martin Scorsese producing a Joker origin movie. Hey, top 1 things the universe does not fucking need. That. What the fuck? Don't make that.
Never make that.
Are you dumb? Like, are we dumb? We're making a Joker origin movie? Oh, clearly you don't understand why the Joker is popular, because he doesn't have an origin, and that's neat. Fuck you. Why are you doing this? People hate origins. You know what? There's only one thing that film watchers hate more than origin stories, and it's when people try to explain the origin of the Joker. Make it one thing. Fuck you. That's going to be terrible.
Turns out there's only one thing that moviegoers hate more than origin stories. That's DC films. So, okay. DC's fucking dead. Like, don't make any more movies. You fucked it up.
You wrecked it, Barb.
Make Batman. Make Wonder Woman and Batman. Don't make the rest of them. We don't care. Hey, here's the thing. Me and Chadley are back here watching the trailers for all these DC extended universe things. We're sitting here watching it. We're watching Batman versus Superman. We're watching Wonder Woman. And here's the thing. We don't care.
Hey, Deb, what are you doing? Deb, have you ever run a movie studio before? What's that? No? Then don't run a movie studio on the most expensive films of all time. Maybe don't do that. Deb?
Fucking Deborah Schneider. What the fuck happened here?
Fucking Deb, dude. Like, who gave Deborah Schneider creative control? Who thought that was... I guess Zach, but who thought that was a good idea? Again, probably Zach. But I feel like Zack Snyder really didn't want to give his wife that job, and then she was like,
well, I think it started out as not very. I don't think it started out as a big job, and then all of a sudden it turned into the most important job at DC. And Zach's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to step away from this." I think.
yeah. I gave her a nice little cushy corner job, and now she's wrecking cinema. Like, really, that's what she's doing. So, I mean, God bless. Wonder Woman was all right, so,
it was fine. But here's the thing: I don't want any more of these fucking DC movies.
Yeah, like, you know what?
Aquaman's dope though.
Here's the thing, I would love to see Aquaman, and I love the idea of Jason Momoa as Aquaman, but cancel it. No need.
Cancel?
I think cancel. I think make Justice League and then fucking end it off, because people aren't biting. Like, that's the thing. Is that with Marvel, people bit, and they bit hard, dude.
Yeah,
people aren't biting. Too hard. Certainly too hard, dude. Now we got 4 fucking Marvel movies a year, and they're usually bad. But people will still give them like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, because who gives a shit? Everybody.
Film is dead. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the film festival in a month. I can wash the taste out of my mouth. of this fucking horrible movie season. All right, so what are we talking about next week, Chadley?
Oh, next week is going to be a lot of fun. Beach episode, baby. It's going to be a beach episode. The movie Epidemic podcast is a beached whale, everybody. We're talking about
beach party episode, hey?
Yeah, we're having a beach party like the Muppets on a cruise.
Wear watching your board shorts and tank tops. This is the movie Epidemic beach party.
Sun's out, guns out, baby. Bring your shades. We're going to be talking about Baywatch, which is essentially a movie about how big The Rock is, but we'll get into that a little bit more. We're going to be talking about Sharknado 5. Have not seen this yet, but I guarantee you it's a 5-star film. Before we go forward, did we give the Chadsky scale on Lost City of Zed?
Oh, we didn't give the Chadsky scale. You can go ahead.
I give it a 3.5, same as Dunkirk. Lost City of Zed, 3.5.
Sure. No, I guess I'll give it a 4. I don't do half stars. I don't think the first half is as boring as you thought it was. And I think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, even if they did kind of whiff the ending. I didn't mind Lost City. That's Chadsky scale.
Now here's the thing: is that Buck LeDuc and I both hate Halloween because people dressing up and enjoying something in life. Yuck. Don't do it. People who dress up in costumes, like, I hate it, dude. And I don't like doing it either. I tend to have to because, my wife is like, we should do magic costumes. And I'm like, I don't fucking want to do any costume. I don't want to do any costume because I don't give a shit about Halloween at all. But here's what we do like, Buck. We like those Halloween movies. We're ramping up. We're ramping up for Spoopy-tober. We're going to be watching. Yeah, we are preluding to Spooky-tober. We already checked out The Thing. We watched all of Alien. Now we're going to watch a horror classic before we jump into September. Yeah, well, I like it a lot, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in a few years.
The first half is very good.
Yeah, but we're going to be watching Stephen King's It. So buckle up for that. I bet you I'll have 2 pages of notes on that bitch.
Man, I watched this like a month ago, but I'm gonna have to watch it again so I can get some notes on it.
It all floats.
I might just watch the second half because it's so bad that like. hey, Spider Monster. We'll talk about Spider Monster next week. Fucking grown adults punching a fucking puppet Spider Monster. It maybe fucking blows.
We'll talk about it. We'll rate it on the Chadsky scale. Stephen King actually wrote, hey, Stephen King, don't name a book It, because that's the worst title ever. For sure, don't do that. Get your beach shorts right, because we're ending off summer with a bang. Baywatch and Sharknado 5. Tune in. That'll probably be later on this week. Going to be a lot of fun.